Welcome into the latest edition of the Second Half Draft Show. I am your host, Juice, joined by Headley and Drew, and this is the season 2 premiere of the Second Half Draft Show. If you're not familiar with the program, get comfortable. Get comfortable. We have wall-to-wall NFL draft coverage. We're talking about all the way through the 2023 college football season, throughout the pre-draft process, through the actual draft itself. All right. So wall-to-wall coverage for the NFL draft, all NFL draft enthusiasts. You want to tap into the Second Half Draft Show. I want to start, gentlemen, with football. We got games. We got games to talk about. Of course, last week was week 0 in the NCAA. Week 1 underway yesterday. Let's turn the hands of time back a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about that first week. That week 0, we saw Caleb Williams, the defending Heisman Trophy winner, as well as Notre Dame, a couple of teams that we've watched during our summer scouting. Of course, we saw a lot of them during the 2022 season. Drew, I want to start with you, and I want your thoughts. I want your thoughts on the 2 tackles. Those were the 2 main guys that we were really focused on at Notre Dame. We'll get to Caleb Williams. There's going to be a lot of conversation around Caleb Williams throughout the season, obviously. But Blake Fisher, your thoughts on those 2, their performance?
Bro, I didn't get a chance to watch him. Do you know why? I want to explain myself, bro.
Okay. Explain yourself.
As you said, he was watching them, so I said, okay.
Oh, you're on mute.
You muted yourself.
Come on. So I'm gonna blame Juice. Okay, just put it out there right now. I gotta blame somebody. I'm not being held accountable. And then he said level of competition, and then I said, all right, man, I'm not gonna. There's no reason to watch that game, is there? To watch these guys maul? Was it Navy, right? Over there.
Yeah, the midshipman. Yeah. Bro, you muted yourself again.
I think it's because I'm touching the mic.
What's up with your fingers, bro?
I'm touching the mic,
yeah,
bro.
Man.
I'm holding
together, bro.
Don't touch the mic, man.
Can't help it, man. But yeah, I figured those guys was just gonna go out there and maul, bro. So it was no reason for me to watch. But there are big things that I was expecting from Joe Alt this year, as well as Blake Fisher. Most people are obviously higher on the left tackle, and Joe Alt, 6'7", monster. Don't necessarily play to the physicality that we like at times, but big things from him. And then Blake Fisher, I'm not as high on Blake Fisher as I am on Joe Alt, but that remains to be seen in terms of how he finishes the season. But big things from those guys for sure.
All right. So Drew pooped the bed, obviously. He wants to blame me, but he pooped the bed. No. It's okay. It wasn't the best game to evaluate Fisher and Alt, obviously. I think there was a pretty large discrepancy in terms of the talent level between Notre Dame, particularly in the trenches, Notre Dame and Navy. They went out, they handled business. Of course, like I mentioned, we've looked at those players, we've evaluated them throughout the summer, and it didn't give you a whole lot. It didn't give you a whole lot. Obviously, you didn't want to see them like face plant or anything like that. The one thing I did notice, though, one of the things that we were kind of frustrated with was Notre Dame's their scheme in terms of how they go about blocking things up, whether it be in the passing game or more not more importantly, but certainly it's more evident in the running game. I saw them get a little more downhill. It wasn't just those reach and cutoff type blocks, shielding guys off, zone principles. I saw a little bit more fire off the ball and drive people off the ball, off the line of scrimmage. So that was encouraging to see. I want to see if that actually continues. So that'll be something I'll be keeping an eye on. You know what it is, D-Kid. Big Ken Kitchens. You know what I'm saying? You know what it
Safety
is.
one.
You feel me? Yeah, man. That's the man. Top safety in the country. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. I think that's a consensus among us here at Couch Potato General Manager. Let's talk a little bit about Caleb Williams, Dorian Singer, and that group at USC, man. What guys' thoughts in terms of, and I'll start with you, Headley, in terms of week 0 performance from the defending Heisman Trophy champion?
Oh, Caleb, man, he made the spectacular look easy. That play when he dropped the snap or the snap wasn't there for him. He ran it down. He threw it deep. We're going to see this week after week with Caleb Williams. I don't think he had like an incredible game. I thought San Jose kind of held him in check for a little bit.
They hung around.
They hung around a little bit, playing, too high safety, force him, to make, check downs and throws like that. But you can't contain him, man, for that long. And he had 4 touchdowns. We got to saw the freshman, Zakaria Branch. He looks electric, but this is a draft show. He's not eligible yet. But Dorian Singer also got in the end zone as well. I'm expecting more big things from Singer as the season go along, because he's another guy that makes the normal, the spectacular look normal. Does acrobatic catches, led the Pac-12 in receiving last season. So expect to see more Singer. But yeah, Caleb Williams is just, he's going to do it week after week, man, and make big plays all the time, man. So, nothing really surprised me there. The only thing that surprised me in this game was San Jose State. I think they were only losing by a touchdown going into the half. They had the receiver over there had a couple big plays, got in the end zone twice. That secondary for USC, we'll see more. I know you got Caleb Bullock back there, but we'll see how they do along. But I liked how they played up front. They got a lot of new transfers over there at USC. No Thule anymore, but I like what I saw up front from USC.
Yeah,
my bad. I was on mute. My bad. I got it.
Jeez. Boy,
Listen, can't help it, man.
I mean,
we've been off for a week.
We took a week off. Bro. That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? Coming off vacation, you feel me? Feeling myself. You know what I'm saying? Got my little drink in my hand right here. You feel me? I'm good. But Headley kind of spoke on Caleb Williams, Dorian Singer. They made that connection. That was actually, I think his first catch was a touchdown for USC, which was nice, wide open. Found the hole in the zone. I think it was a busted coverage, actually. I don't think it was a hole in the zone, but either way, he found him there. One guy that caught my eye for USC was number 51, and I just forgot his name. Terrible. Solomon Byrd. He's a transfer, and by the way, he's actually got transferred the year before. But this team has a ton of transfers on this team, and I know they were trying to fix the defense because that was an eyesore last year. And I saw a couple of players who kind of held their own in terms of the defense. Solomon Byrd, number 51, at edge. I thought he was strong at the point of attack, holding the edge. I thought the quarterback they had back there for San Jose State, I think he was an elusive guy, so it made it kind of hard to kind of corral him at times. But I thought Byrd held his own. I think that's a guy I'm going to keep my eye on. Edge out there. I think he plays the left edge, or they might move him around. Not sure. But I mean, Caleb did Caleb things, man. He is what he is. I don't think we expect anything less from him in terms of keeping plays alive, getting the ball down the field. And I think his goal here this year is to get the ball out quicker, to get through his reads quicker and get the ball out quicker versus just holding it or checking it down and stop trying to go for the big play. So, but we'll see how that works out, because he has some weapons for that USC team. So there should be no excuse for that. To be able to check it down and get it to those guys. So it'd be interesting to see, man. But like I said, San Jose State held their own for a little while, man. I know Juicy was saying them boys was keeping everything in front of them and just making tackles, you know what I'm saying? So it was a good game for the most part.
Until they weren't.
Yeah, until they weren't. So they pull away. Talent eventually show up, bro.
The second half. Yeah.
No, it's an interesting point B-Kid makes here. You don't want – you got to fight it, the complacency, right? And getting lazy and sloppy. And then, of course, your process week in and week out. That's how you get upset. That's how upsets happen, right? When you're not, dialed in. You know what I mean? Obviously, you got the whatever's going on in Arizona that's looming, right? As far as where we think Caleb Williams may ultimately end up. Of course, there's a lot of conversation, particularly among us, regarding what do you do with Kyler Murray's contract? How much dead money are you going to be able to eat realistically, so on and so forth. But yeah, I would agree that that's going to be the challenge for Caleb Williams, more so than anything else, is just kind of making sure that he doesn't get lackadaisical in terms of his preparation and his play, from snap to snap. I know there are going to be times where he's dialed in, the competition gets the blood boiling, you know what I mean? But when you're kind of going through the motions against a San Jose State, a team that you're supposed to, dog walk, that's when you get a little sloppiness. That's when you're not quite as sharp. That's when you take the, your eye off the ball, you know what I mean? So certainly going to be a challenge there. But otherwise, expecting great things from Caleb Williams once again. As we move into week 1.
Hey, let me ask you a question, man. Let me throw an audible. My bad.
Here you go.
Juice.
Here you go.
No. I just want to ask
a question on my
about this. No. I want to stay on Caleb Williams. I just want to ask a question about it.
Okay.
I've seen some things on Twitter. So if Arizona has the number 1 pick and Caleb doesn't want to go to Arizona, what's the chance that you think him staying in school another year? You know, with all that nil money, he's gonna be making about $3 million probably in nil.
NIL do it.
That is?
Yeah, NIL do it.
It changes everything.
Yeah, because that team right now is in shambles. It's like as time passes, they get worse, right? So it's kind of strange. You're supposed to be getting better, and the boys going in the wrong direction. So yeah. I mean, NIL will speak. NIL keep guys in school. Ask Olu Fashanu, right? I mean, it used to be, hey, tell that team I'm not going to play for them, so don't draft me, right? Now it's I don't have to come out of school because the money's there for me, so I don't. So that's a very strong possibility.
You could say zero chance.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where the organization was going to have to demonstrate some continuity, some vision. They like. I'm gonna call it what it is. Jonathan, I think his name is Jonathan Gannon. Gannon, the new head coach, former defensive coordinator for the Eagles. He's not getting rave reviews from the people on the outside.
Yeah,
look at it, right? And that could all be just because of a lack of perspective on our behalf. But certainly, if he doesn't appear to be the guy, right? Because you need all of that, the Trinity, as we talk about it, right? You know what I'm saying? You need the quarterback, you need the coach, front office, and ownership. You need all of that to kind of work together. And I kind of consider front office and ownership as one entity. So that's your three-headed monster right there. That's your Cerberus right there, right? You got to have that in alignment. And with all the investigation around Michael Bidwell and how he was running the organization, now you bring in a very inexperienced coach, frankly, Gannon's inexperienced. He just happened to be the defensive coordinator of the NFC champs, and the lasting impression I have of him isn't, and I'm not even so much getting into his ability to galvanize and inspire his players, whatever the case may be. That'll play itself out. The lasting impression I have of him is not making any adjustments in the second half of the Super Bowl. Like you're just letting the Chiefs run it down your throat and figuratively, right? Because obviously they were, putting the ball up in the air. But I mean, they were doing the same thing to the right. They were doing the same thing to the left. There's a scramble. Like it wasn't anything that you couldn't necessarily adjust to. And the adjustment never came. You had players, i.e. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, come out and say, hey, man, you cost us. You know what I'm saying? We were running this vanilla defense throughout the entirety of the game. And once Kansas City made their adjustment, we didn't make a corresponding adjustment. So I think all of those things come into play as it relates to Caleb Williams. And as you mentioned, NIL has changed the landscape of things. A player of his stature, of his notoriety, is going to demand a lot of money via NIL. Plus he's in Cali. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a huge market there. Like, it's possible. It's entirely possible that if the Cardinals organization does not look like it's turning a corner or headed in the right direction, he may decide, you know what? I got more eligibility. I can make my bread here. College life is good. I can, he's a quarterback, right? You're not worried about age. You're not worried about those types of things. So yeah, man, I think it's a possibility. How much of a possibility? I'm not so sure. So where you want to go from here now, Headley?
Oh man, let's go to week one. No, I'm just playing.
No. I'm gonna derail it. I'm gonna derail it. I'm gonna derail it before we get there because we gotta establish something real quick. Okay. Since I can't claim Jackrabbit for the Gators, you can't claim this dude right here, bro. Let me pull it up. Give me a second.
You talking about Prime?
Pull it up. Yeah.
I know where you was going, Drew. I know where you was going, man.
Let me go ahead. Let me make sure y'all can hear it. All right.
Hurricanes like myself.
Yeah.
And you're a Knoll, my friend.
No.
No.
You know where I graduated from?
Danny Chazelle's hurt, boy.
Who said that? You know everything. She didn't know that. They didn't know that. Tell them again, where did I graduate?
Helly, did you know that?
Graduated from HBCU.
Nah,
so I'm a who?
I didn't know, man.
I'm a who? I thought it's where you graduated from, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And what you said,
Juice? You keep calling me that,
from,
and goes where I graduated from.
Nah,
I'm
nah,
a
wait.
HBCU grad.
That ain't flying. That ain't flying, man.
Hurricanes like
How much
myself.
snaps you played
And
over
you're
there?
a
How much
no, my
snaps you
friend.
played over
No. Actually, do you know where I graduated from?
Listen. We'll let it ride. Go ahead. We'll get back to this regularly scheduled program. I just wanted to establish that.
Just finishing my thought there on Gannon. I think DP brings up a great point here, right? Pre-snap motion, those whip routes, because of the orbit motion, right, and not adjusting from a defensive perspective down in the red zone during the Super Bowl. I mean, they saw it. They Airbnb, he smelled blood. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles got previously in the year. You know what I mean? So there was a blueprint, and not making those adjustments, that might be a sign of inexperience, but in the biggest moments, man, come on, you got to be better than that. So it's not off to a great start. DK has mentioned the tampering stuff that's gone on. They're not off to a good start. I thought from a draft perspective, they did a pretty good job. You know what I'm saying? I like quite a few of the selections that they made, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out come draft time in 2024 as it relates to the Cardinals and their quarterback situation. Now, let's get to the Gators, Drew. Let's talk about
there
it.
you go, right there. There go the comment right there. You got to watch right there. Deep. That's pretty deep. How much ease is that?
They'll be fine, bro.
Here you go. Being the eternal optimist. What happened?
Yeah,
talk to me about what happened. What about the performance of their draft eligible prospects?
All right. So first of all, they was playing in Utah. Most teams don't win in Utah, so that is a thing. No matter what you say, that is a fact, bro. And we live by facts around here.
That's where you started with.
No, that's what I'm gonna start. Those are facts, bro. It is what it is, right? But they didn't run the ball. That team's built to run the ball, and they were passing it all over the yard to the point where I'm just like, at a certain point in the game, I was like, they're not going to win this game because they're calling too many pass plays. You got two fantastic starting running backs in your backfield that you're not handing the ball off to for whatever reason. You can't win games when you're on third down and you false start on third and short. You can't win games when you have two guys with the same number on the field. Don't know how that happens. Somebody failed. Somebody got fired yesterday, by the way. They didn't get on the bus back to Florida. They had to get on a plane or they had to take an Uber or a Lyft. I don't know. Pretty sure that's probably what happened. And the quarterback isn't – when I think about Anthony Richardson last year and the way he was able to kind of maneuver the pocket, was able to get outside the pocket and run around and make plays and keep plays alive, that's not Mertz. So my question would be, why are we not running the football? Because as far as I'm concerned, the defense played well enough for them to win the football game. The offense lost them the game, period, bro. Is how I felt. So Gators got a long way to go. It's probably going to be a tough season. I was hoping they get in there and maybe be able to get in there and show something with this game. But nah, it was bad. And hopefully they'll be able to turn it around. But speaking about their prospects, Princely, I thought played fantastic. I thought they did a lot of cute stuff with him, dropping him into coverage like every drive. That's pissing me off. Just let him rush the passer. That's what he's there for.
I think he was the one who got to see, right?
That is what we want to see
from him.
Like, yeah. Can he drop into coverage in the short to intermediate game? Sure. But that should be pick your spots, not every drive, every other drive. Like, it was just silly, man. It was silly. They're getting too cute. Keep it simple, especially for the first game. Keep it simple, man. Stop showing your hand with everything, right? And then Marshall. We just, what he fall, wasn't focused. Like, I'm not a fan of Marshall. He's an enigma to me. I don't know what the deal is, what's going on, but not a fan. We really didn't get to see Montrell Johnson, the running back, that much because obviously they didn't hand him off the football enough, so you didn't get to see his talent. And then Ricky I always kill his name, Parcell. He's got speed, man, but I feel like every time he's out there, bro, there's like a high degree of difficulty with everything everything that comes his way, man. It's always these catches where it's tight in traffic, or I don't know. You got all this speed. This guy should be getting ball, and I know they were trying to get him. They were sprinkling the ball, trying to get him the ball in space, which is what they probably should have done in the first half, and maybe started to run the ball a lot more in the second half, even though they were behind. But I don't know, man. There's something missing about this Florida team. And maybe by mid season, maybe they'll catch lightning in a bottle and figure it out. But they got a lot of work to do, man.
And let's talk about Utah in terms of their prospects, in terms of their performance. What did you see? What did you like?
Oh, Cole Bishop, the safety from Utah. You got to see, his wide arsenal up high, second level, off the edge, came in, got a sack. He's with all the smoke, man, and it's so fluid. He could cover. He's fluid with his hips. He gets everywhere. He's always around the football. I think he caused like 2 fumbles. I don't think they recovered them, but he had hats on the football. He was all over the field, man. I know Tyler Nubin from Minnesota. He got a lot of pub this week. He had 2 interceptions. He played great too. But Cole Bishop from Utah also showed out at that safety position. I think it's going to be a very deep safety class. We already talked about Kitchens earlier. So, it's a lot of safeties making plays in week 1. And, yeah, Bishop, man, his versatility, we talked about it, I think, a couple of weeks ago where teams are implementing more safeties on the field, 3 safeties. And, when you had the versatility to play up high, come in the box, rush off the edge, play the slot as a cover guy, you just got all those tools in the box, man, for an NFL team to use you. So, I think his draft stock is raising. I think he's going to have an incredible season. I know he got hurt towards the second half. You saw it too when he got hurt. He wasn't moving around the same, but double-digit tackles, sacks. So I think he's the number 1 prospect over there for Utah. I know this is a draft show, but they had a true freshman left tackle that was doing work over there. So we're going to see him more and more this upcoming seasons. But, yeah, Cole Bishop kind of stole the show for me, man. And I don't think people gave him as much credit as Tyler Nubin because Nubin had the interceptions. But, yeah, Bishop's a guy, man, out there.
Yeah, I was really impressed in terms of how he found the football, right? When you talk about safety play, depending on their alignments and ultimately their responsibility, you can have a safety who isn't heavily involved, you know what I mean? But it didn't seem to matter whether he was, the last line of defense, whether he was closer to the line of scrimmage, matched up against the slots, the tight end, whatever the case may be, run support, he was always around the ball. You always see him making a play. There were a couple of plays where, there was a throw into his vicinity, into his zone. He broke on the throw and disrupted it. He didn't come away with the interception, didn't even necessarily get a pass breakup, but he let the receiver know he was there, and it resulted in an incompletion. So very, very complete performance, very impressive performance from Cole Bishop. I agree with you. He's the top prospect among the Utah Utes, and really looking forward to watching him play more this season. Again, the way they kind of use him, he's that very fluid chess piece. You know what I'm saying? He's you got the Rook, you got the Bishop, you got the Knight, you got it all going with him because he's all over the field and he does everything at a very high level. So really interested to see how he continues to grow and progress and ultimately how he plays throughout this particular season.
You had the rugby player too, Yasmin Thomas, who showed up a little bit there.
Thomas,
I think,
Thomas,
excuse me. And I think Utah is starting to create a position pipeline or a pipeline position. I don't know a position pipeline, I guess. Tight end, bro, might end up. You know what I'm saying? Tight end. I know we was talking about Iowa a couple of years ago, but it might be transitioned slowly over to Utah, where they have multiple tight ends every year. So,
so let me ask you a question. Yeah, I'm just going to ask a question.
Okay. I know where you're going.
So no. You don't know where I'm going. You don't know where I'm going.
Okay.
I know you think you know where I'm going, but you don't know where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
So Dalton Kincaid obviously was the man. Tight end 1 last season, first round selection, only tight end to go in the first round this past draft, the 2023 class. Looking forward to him in Buffalo. Well, absolutely. Who else coming out of Utah?
Brant Kuithe?
Aren't we a little? We're a little premature.
We're not. No. Listen. I don't think you understand what's happening over there at Utah at the tight end position, bro. It took a rugby player. It took rawness. They molded it, and they created themselves a tight end. Now obviously he's a little raw, and through this season, I think that you're gonna find a nugget. I'm not saying tight end, bro. I'm not saying first round, obviously, because the guy hasn't played enough football.
But you are suggesting tight end. You are suggesting
if you consistently pump those guys, because
no.
Hold on. Let me finish.
You gotta stop. I gotta stop you. I have to
bro,
stop you.
No.
You got to put it on tape in the league to then become a tight end you. Just putting guys in the league does not make you position you.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Iowa for tight end you.
For now.
I think for now. But Drew's forecasting, trying to look into the future of the new tight end you, which will be Utah.
Crystal ball.
But
crystal ball.
Sam Laporta is going to be a ball at the next level too, to go with Kittle, and we'll see what Noah Fant. I didn't like how he was using Seattle, but we'll see more Noah Fant.
Or Denver. Yeah, man, they just can't find a home. They can't find a way to use him, no matter where he goes.
Got a little Bambi to him. He should be used vertically. He's not twitchy. He's a straight line guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, D-Kid. Yeah, we got the backup quarterback, the freshman in. You know what I'm saying? This is how you handle it week 1. You feel me? This is how it's done, UF. You feel me?
Bruh, really? We all playing, bro.
Stop
the madness,
check me out,
bro.
Check me out though. So someone asked the opposing quarterback, right, who the real Miami was.
Oh yeah.
Come on, bro.
Your man said Ohio is the real Miami, the one in Ohio, and this is Blaine Gabbert's little brother, bro.
Yeah,
bro. No way we lose to a Gabbert, bro. No way, bro. We lose to a Gabbert, bro. I will not stand for it, bro. I will not stand for it.
Like, I don't care how bad Miami's been or will be or whatever, bro. Miami over Ohio will never be the real Miami, bro. Stop it.
Come on, man.
What you think about that comment right here, Juice? Think about that one.
What are we talking about? Kyle Brady? What are we talking about? Mike Gesicki? Come on.
Traditionally, man.
I'm going back. Who else you got?
I can't. Yeah, who else we got? I can't even think.
Miami and Notre Dame. Miami, you could throw Notre Dame.
That's who comes to mind. Miami and Notre Dame is what comes to mind when I think about it.
And Iowa most recently. Iowa certainly most recently. Yeah. I would say so. But maybe we missing someone. So educate us, D-Kid. All right. From last night's games to tonight's contest, what have you seen? Who stood out to you among potential 2024 draft prospects?
I'm gonna go.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna go to the guy I just talked about, man. Tyler Newbin, the safety from Minnesota. Got a chance to watch some tape last season before his big game. 2 interceptions. They pulled out the win over there. His ability to play the run game. I think that's the most impressive thing about Newbin. He's like one of those old school type safeties. You see, he wore number 27. You know, a 27 back in the days, a guy named Steve Atwater from Denver. And he comes down and hit. He's physical. And in pass coverage, I think his man-to-man game might need some work. But in zone, the way he triggers, he comes downhill. He's instinctive. We spoke about safety. Safeties is new versatility. I know Drew coined that phrase a while back. And a guy that could play up high, come down, intercept the football, and also play in the box and deliver big hits. Yeah, I think he might be the player of the week so far. Well, at least the defensive player of the week with those 2 interceptions. But I think we're going to see a lot more of him in the box, punishing guys, and I think that's where he's going to win at the next level.
Just before you get in there, Drew, I just want to make mention of that. So Heller, you alluded to it earlier. You talked about the 3 safety look that's becoming more and more in vogue. It's because you're typically in a nickel, right? Mm-hmm. And as offenses counterpunch with more, gap power running schemes, being more downhill, trying to be more physical, adding a tight end, because of course the defense was trying to catch up to the proliferation of the pass game and the rules favoring the offense and the pass game. So as the both sides of the ball go back and forth trying to counterpunch here, you add that safety who acts as your third linebacker, but you also need a guy with the versatility to be able to hold up in the passing game, to be able to match up against both tight end and slot receivers. So that position, safety as a whole, even though the single high isn't what it once was, is more a split safety look, a 2 high look, you still need that guy who can literally do it all. And one of the guys that we were really high on a couple drafts ago here, Jalen Petrie, is kind of the latest of that mold, right? Who can that do it all safety with the ability to match up in the passing game, not unlike a corner, but also very, very effective at line of scrimmage, and effectively is your third linebacker, your weak side linebacker. So
Yeah.
it is essential to have that player on your roster these days. And we mentioned, you know, Cole Bishop, you mentioned Tyler Newman. This is going to be a very deep safety class, very, very, very deep safety class.
And I know you said that third linebacker, Juice. It could be even your second linebacker, and you still put 5 DBs out there. You know, those bigger safeties like Newman or even your boy. I know you've been throwing some hate on him, but James Williams from Miami could be like that.
You got to show me. That's all. I know he's talented. He's got to show me. You got to show me.
Yeah,
I'm always hardest.
Safeties that can be that second linebacker.
Yes. I'm always hardest on the Canes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Well, Drew like to make excuses for his guys. You know what I'm saying?
what I like to do? What I like to do for the Seminoles? You hard on them. Drew make excuses. What am I?
What are you, bro?
Yeah.
What are you? I think Headley,
you know what I am?
Headley is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, bro. I big up my ballers. And I talk down my people that's not so good, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am, bro. If you a baller at State, you're not gonna hear the end of that.
You're golden.
If you're not good, I'm never mentioning him again, bro.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
The extremes, bro.
Headley acts like they don't exist. Headley acts if the player isn't playing at a certain level for FSU, he act like they don't exist, bro. Like, who is that? I've never heard of them on the roster, bro.
I don't even talk Jameis no more. Bro.
You can't talk Jameis when you eating W's, bro. Bro, every time they post every offseason, bro, them drills he be going through, bro. Bro, he just be having me rolling, bro.
Travis Kelce didn't go to Penn State. He went to Cincinnati, right?
Kelce.
D-Kid is trolling. D-Kid is trolling.
Come on, bro. Stop. As the young folks would say, stop the cap, bro. Stop the cap.
Man. You got Mike Gesicki.
Keith Jackson, Anthony Gonzalez. Come on, bro.
I didn't know Savannah State was in Pennsylvania.
Right. It was Shannon Sharp. Facts.
All right. What else you got, Drew?
I got Jamal Banks from Wake Forest. Got him a $1.08. I know they was playing Elon, obviously, but this is a guy that we need to continue to keep watch. He had 9 touchdowns. Yeah. Well, you got to do Elon. You got to do what you got to do. He had 9 touchdowns last year, and he's already up 1 touchdown this year. So it's a guy to watch there. And then there's a guy I'm watching right now. He hasn't made too many plays at the current moment. Is Jacoby Wyndham, number 4 from Michigan State. Yeah, that is my guy, and I'm a little frustrated in terms of his usage. So at times he's playing linebacker, and at times he's playing edge, and I understand why. If they're playing a team that's going to pass the football, he's going to play edge. If it's a team that's going to run, be more run heavy, he's going to play linebacker. And he can play both positions very well. I think he's a better edge rusher than he is a linebacker, but he gives you that versatility. I think he can play in the 3-4-4-3 due to his size and his speed and his movement. So as a guy to keep watch on, he is a playmaker. Guy gets to the football, causes turnovers. He's a beast, man. He's a beast, and he hunts the passer as well. So
you got 7 tackles in the sack right now. He already got on the board on the sack.
See what I'm talking? So there it is, bro. And he transferred over from it's not Louisville. I can't think. Oh, UNLV. UNLV was the other team he played for 2 years ago. So
hey, D-Kid, the lesser Garrett, he was talking too much crap, man.
Yo.
He was talking that noise, talking out the side of his neck. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? If only it was the actual original Orange Bowl. The Hard Rock don't have the same mystique, man. It really doesn't.
No,
all right, let's.
That'll never be.
No,
never be,
no. That was a time in history. There is one particular game on the docket this weekend that I think everybody will be zeroed in on for a number of different reasons. I think there's some national championship implications, quite a few 2024 NFL draft prospects that we should be paying close attention to, and that's going to be the game of the week. That's going to be LSU and FSU matching up. Obviously, Headley is our resident Seminole. No Mason Smith in this contest, although I do want to speak about him. Big loss. Big loss. I don't know what the NCAA is doing. They're still trying to act like they're in charge of something, but eventually they won't exist with all the conference realignment. The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. But certainly a big missing piece as part of that defense, right there in the middle of that defense on the down line for LSU. Of course, FSU has its own stud defensive lineman edge in Jared Verse. Drew, I want to start with you before Helly waxes poetic regarding FSU, because you know how he is. You know what I mean? He's gonna big up his stars and act like the scrubs don't exist.
Of course, gotta do that.
Your thoughts on the Daniels of the world, the neighbors of the world. I want you to come at it from the LSU perspective.
Okay. Jaden Daniels is my dark horse quarterback to kind of rise up and do. I don't know. I guess we're gonna coin it the Joe Burrow. I guess I don't know if that's a possibility because Caleb Williams, Drake May, the love for those guys. But who can be? We talked about it consistently since the offseason. Who can be the third quarterback? We got Michael Penix. You have is it the Duke quarterback Riley
Leonard?
Riley Leonard. Yeah, there we go. You got, was that 2 last names, bro? That's the problem right there. Riley Leonard.
Here you go, making excuses. Here you go, making excuses.
Bro, it's too late. Am I wrong?
Always making excuses.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? D-Kid, am I wrong? I know you be hating on me, but am I wrong? 2 last names, Riley and Leonard, bro. Come on. Yeah, he's a dark horse to become quarterback 3 or at least slip into the top 5. And I'm looking for big things for him. Last year, he was kind of deer in the headlights. It was just, I'm going to take off. You know, I'm not looking to if my first, oh, come on, bro. Come on. If my first read ain't there, I'm just going to take off. And as the season progressed, he started to become a quarterback rather than just an athlete playing quarterback, right? So, and you have Malik Neighbors, who we like a lot, who is some people's wide receiver 2, definitely in the top 3 in terms of wide receivers from all the draft pundits or draftniks out there, and a guy who's physical at the catch point, contested catches, no problem. I think he's got a couple of things to work on in terms of the receiver position. And really real quick, LSU has 2 outstanding tackles. They're right and the left tackle. They were true freshmen last year. It was a turnstile there for a little minute in that game. And I know Jared Verse is going to go up against those guys, and these guys are ultra talented. And again, as the season progressed, those guys continuously got better. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like going against Jared Verse. But yeah, man, this is going to be a fun game to watch, man. I think it's going to be much, much better than it was last year. It's a much more prepared.
It was a fun game last year.
Yeah, it was. And a much more prepared FSU game. But hopefully, what's his name? What's his name? What's the coach's name?
Mike Norvell.
Mike Norvell. Yeah. Hopefully he don't drop the ball and let them boys come back if y'all take a lead, because we know that's what he's good for. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, I like Norvell's offensive scheme, but the in-game coaching and decision making, you know, I'm not a fan of that with Norvell. But his run game, his principles, you know, it ain't Kyle Shanahan, but it's pretty good at a collegiate level. You want me to get into Florida State? You're on mute. I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I just realized it. I think as you get into FSU, I do want to make mention regarding your comment for Norvell. Very, very difficult to prepare for. Very difficult to prepare for. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of misdirection. They're pulling guards. That, you know, it is a lot, and then they get the quarterback involved as well. So his scheme in terms of the running game, and then of course he has some things in the passing game that come off of that, right? So everything kind of looks the same, and then you know you got the tight end leaking out. You know what I mean? You go up top to Johnny Wilson. So it's a lot to prepare for, and I think the best way to defend it is you have to win up front. That generally is the case, right? But you got to be able to match up athlete for athlete. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be better than the guy across from you at times. You know? So interesting to see how it all plays out. But I do want to get your take here, Hedley, on some of these prospects from FSU.
You know, first off, I'm going to talk about Johnny Wilson. You know, he talking that talk right now, talking big talk right now. And, you know, I love the confidence, but you want to show me, because you know I'm a Florida State fan, and you know I want them to win, but they got to show me on the field first, and it starts this Sunday against LSU. We got to pull off that win if you know we want to be a national champion, and you know you're gonna have to show me, man. But Jordan Travis, the quarterback, He's a quarterback that has improved every single year. When he first got out there, I like the talent with his legs. He just wasn't getting the ball out quick enough. Accuracy, all of those things plagued him as a passer. But it's coming out quicker. It looked like he's getting used to this Norvell scheme a little better. And like you said, that run game opens up big plays down the field to Johnny Wilson and those guys. So, they say he's a Heisman candidate. I don't really see him winning the Heisman, but I think he's going to have a big year, and he's going to be a big part of this team success. He could sneak up there, man. I got him and Jaden Daniels. It's kind of similar quarterbacks, how they use their legs and their arm talent. So I think both of those guys could be dark horses to sneak up in the draft. And Johnny Wilson, the big guy, he can stretch the field. He can stack defenders. I just want to see him play to his size. I want to see him go up and just beast guys at the catch point. When the ball's high in the air. I just needed to see him do it a little bit more. So I'm waiting for him. And then we got the transfer Keon Coleman. I think he's a big addition. Him and Jaheim Bell. I think both of those guys, the tight end from South Carolina, Keon Coleman from Michigan State. I think both of those guys are going to be used a lot across the middle of the field, catch and run guys. Big targets. I think that's going to help Jordan Travis tremendously this year. Because last season, we had the Mekhi Pittmans and guys like that, but I don't think weapons like Keon Coleman and Jaheim Bell was available for him. Between the numbers, I think Johnny Wilson did his thing outside. So just seeing those guys between the numbers is going to be really big for those guys. And my favorite prospect on the offensive side of the ball, Trey Benson. I think Trey Benson is going to wake up a lot of guys. I think he's going to have a huge season. I think he's going to move his way up the draft board. He's just so physical as a runner. He's a locomotive. I think he's the most physical runner in college football. It's going to take like 2, 3, 4 guys to bring him down. He's going to have a big season because no more Trey Ward there anymore. I know we have Tua Phil. He helps in the passing game. But it's going to be the Trey Benson show. What's pronounce his name? I knew I said it wrong.
Tua Philly.
He's nice in between the tackles. He helps in the passing game. But, Trey Benson's going to be the lead dog over there. And I just can't wait to see it against LSU. We talked about Norvell, how he run the ball, the schemes. You see it in the NFL level with, Arthur Smith from the Falcons, Kyle Shanahan, guys like that, where it's just so many, I call it swordfish, bro. It's so many moving parts where you don't know what's coming. If you see the movie Swordfish, you know what I'm talking about. I might be dating myself back a little bit, but it's just so hard to defend, man. And I think Trey Benson's going to have a big year doing that. On the defensive side of the ball, everybody knows about Jared Verse. He's going to have a couple sacks. He's going to blow a lot of things up. Drew talked about those tackles from LSU last season. I don't think they got any better on the outside, on the edge. So I think Verse, a healthy Verse.
That's what you're hoping for.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Jared Verse will eat.
You don't think so? No, Verse gonna get his. I'm not talking about Verse not getting his. Verse gonna get his. My point is that those players, LSU, got better throughout last season, right? And playing in the SEC, young players, talented players, get another year, off-season of development. They're gonna be better. They're gonna be better. Will it be enough to really control Jared Verse? Probably not. But overall, I think they're gonna be a better group.
Okay. I'll give you that they got better, but Jared Verse has gotten better also, and he's going to dominate that game, man. But two guys I'm really interested to see the two transfers. You got Fentrell Cypress from Virginia because there's a dog. I know you mentioned Malik Neighbors, Drew, when you talked about LSU.
No,
because there's a dog over there in LSU.
I did.
Malik Neighbors.
I did. Malik Neighbors. I did.
What'd you say?
Okay.
What'd you say about Malik Neighbors?
I said strong at the catch point, contested catches. Bro, was you listening? I wasn't listening, bro.
I missed it too. My bad, Drew. I missed it too.
Disrespect.
Fentrell Cypress, number 23. I think he's the guy that's going to get that assignment, the transfer. So, I'm waiting to see what he brings. And Braden Fiske, I think Western Michigan transfer along the defensive tackle. I want to see him as well, number 55. Because they got Fabian Lovett coming back from injury. I'm not a huge fan of Lovett. We'll see what he does this season, a healthy Lovett, but I want to see what Fiske does next to Lovett, see if he could generate some pressure up the middle, because we know that pressure is coming off the edge. And I like the two linebackers, Tatum Bethune and Kalen DeLoach. I think DeLoach might be a little better coming downhill and hitting. Tatum more sideline to sideline, but I think both of these guys could get after it, going to get after Jalen Daniels. It's going to be those blitzes, man, those second-level blitzes. They're going to come after Jaden Daniels. So I'm looking forward to seeing those two linebackers as well. And Akeem Dent, they've been talking about Akeem Dent for a while. I don't really see it all the way with Akeem Dent, but he is coming from DBU, so anything's possible. Cromartie,
had to put it out there, huh?
Derwin
Had to put
James.
it out there. Wait,
Come on.
You can't claim Prime. You can't claim Prime no more,
Come
bro.
on, bro. Asante Samuel
Prime
Jr.
said it himself. Prime said it, bro.
Jalen Ramsey. Prime is trolling, bro. The new generation. You got kids.
Stop,
right
bro. No,
Prime
bro.
Is trolling, bro.
Nah, hell nah. Yo.
Terrell Buckley, man. Oh, my bad.
This man with the Terrell Buckley. Nah, you good. You good.
Talking about
he said, I'm established this DBU, bro. All right. We promised DK that we would talk about his Giants and the rookies and what we're going to actually do. We're going to transition into talking about some standout performances from the 2023 NFL draft class in the preseason, right? So obviously, when we talk about draft classes, we cannot do a full evaluation of those players at the professional level until a few years from now, right? Year 3, is generally where we can say, okay, this guy may have panned out, this guy not so much. How did a team collectively do with their draft class? But to put a bow on it, as far as our initial evaluation, do want to take a little time for all of us to be able to kind of identify some players that may have stood out to you among the 2023 NFL draft class during their first professional performances, right, throughout the preseason. So I'm going to start with you, Headley. Either side of the ball, wherever you want to go, wherever you want to go, whatever team you want to go.
Start with Drew.
Start with Drew. Drew, you ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at some names right quick. Let's throw some names at me, bro. Throw some names at me.
I can throw some names. I can throw some names at you. I'll throw some names at you. Let's start with your guy. Let's start with your guy, D Kit's guy. Let's start with Jalen Hyatt, man. Let's start with Jalen Hyatt. Let's start with Jalen Hyatt.
I think Brian Dable is going to do Jalen Hyatt wonders over there. I know the big thing about him in Tennessee was just the offense that he came from, and can it translate to the next level? But Brian Dable is one of those guys, bro, that's going to get him in the right position. We saw him beat Sauce Gardner deep. I don't think the throw was perfect, but sometimes they didn't even make the throw to him. He beat him, and Sauce been getting kind of beat a lot this preseason and in camp. But he'll fix that. But I think that they're gonna use him.
PS2. I keep on trying to tell y'all, boys.
He's that guy.
PS2. There is a clear delineation between Sauce and PS2, bro.
So
let me stand on that.
Let me explain it to you. Do you know why PS2 is not going to get the love? You know why he's not going to get the love?
In Denver?
It's not because he's in Denver. It's because the brother too smooth, bro. When you too smooth at what you do, bro, people take you for granted, bro. Yeah, when you're too nice, they
make it look too easy.
Yeah.
You make it look too easy.
Sauce got some sexiness to him. He's Sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like it's PS2 should have been pushing PS2, bro, because that was the best play. That was the best PlayStation, right? PS2, right? So I'm just saying, bro. You feel me? And he's in New York, so he's getting the even a greater push. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, bro. But go ahead, my bad, bro.
No, just with Hyatt, bro. You saw it on the play where they matched him up against a safety in space. He got that touchdown in the preseason, and that's just Dable. That's Dable's genius to say, if it's not broke, we're not going to fix it. I'm gonna create a scheme to get him open deep, and that's what he does best. Stat DBs get behind him and catch touchdowns. So I can see that working again for him in New York.
Deontay Banks. We're gonna stay with the Giants. Deontay Banks.
Big, fast. He knows how to use the sideline. You saw that this preseason. He was as far as I know, he's lights out in practice. He brought that into the preseason. Which round did he go?
First.
Was it first? It wasn't first.
Yeah, he went first.
Yeah.
He went first. Oh, I forgot that name, bro. You don't pay attention to the Giants, bro. Nobody's paying attention to the Giants, bro. You know what I'm saying? DK, that was a jab at you over there, bro. But yeah, man. That's I was gonna say it's not a steal because he essentially launched himself from the Senior Bowl on. So yeah, man. He was. I'm not gonna say he was locked down, but he played very, very well this preseason. Absolutely. And real quick,
targeted 4 times. Targeted 4 times. Didn't give up any receptions. So
clean.
It's one of those things where the box score isn't always indicative, but by all accounts, from what I've saw, he's been as advertised. Right? He's gonna have his welcome to the NFL moment at some point. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get schooled by a wily veteran. It's gonna happen, but the Giants should be very, very pleased with their top selection in the 2023 draft, at least throughout the preseason. And I think he's going to play well. Again, he'll have his ups and downs, assuming he has that short memory, trusts his technique, attacks the football at the highest point. I think he's going to be just fine. He has all the tools, all the physical tools that are necessary in order to play the position at a high level. And of course, as we talk about Sauce, we talk about PS2 and we talk about levels to it or whatever the case may be. It's a very difficult position to play, man. Corner,
it's a hard
corner
position to
tough,
play. I would think.
They just had a debate about that.
You can absolutely make that. You can absolutely make that argument. You can absolutely make that argument that it's the hardest position of all positions to play. I think offensive tackle certainly is a lot of work as well. But yeah, in this era, in this league, in terms of the rules and just how offenses have evolved over time, absolutely. So really encouraged because I personally wasn't as high on Banks coming out. I thought he was more of a fringe first rounder, not just solidly in the first round, but he certainly looks the part through the early parts of his rookie season. So we'll see how it translates to the regular season when teams are rolling out more of their offense and more game planning is taking place. And they're going to be coaches and teams that ultimately decide, hey, we're going to attack the young guy. We're going to see what he has and see if he's up to the task. So looking forward to it. Let's stay in the NFC East. And let's talk a little Senior Bowl. Sidney Brown, safety from Illinois.
Yeah.
Banging
flying around.
The Eagles
man.
obviously have some. They got some change on the back end there. So I expect to see a lot of Sidney Brown. What are your thoughts of him thus far?
Same thing as Illinois. Coming up, making hits, racking up tackles. I think he's a baller. I think the Eagles, we talk about that draft class and we talk about all those names, what they did with Jalen Carter, the edge, Nolan Smith. But, people are not talking about getting Sidney Brown, the safety, Eli Ricks, the undrafted guy over there, Keelan Ringo, they got him later. So it just went on and on for the Eagles. It's not just Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, but, Sidney Brown, Tyler Steen. I think he's going to be useful once he enters the starting lineup as well. So, the rich get richer, man. And that's a position that the Eagles desperately needed to improve upon with Gardner Johnson moving on. So I think Sidney Brown's going to come in that role and play well.
Yeah, I think it's a good fit. I think you lose a little bit of size with him when you compare him up to Gardner Johnson. But in terms of coming downhill, making plays, just being around the football, being a nuisance, essentially, which is what Gardner was. It's in a little bit different of a way. I think Gardner was a little bit more smooth, a little bit more just a little bit more smooth. But I think Brown's coming in there like a crash test dummy and gonna make you think twice, right? So yeah, he's just there's no fear. Well, look at that, bro. There's no fear from him, bro. And that's what you get, and that's what you love. And when you love to see when you see tape from him playing at Illinois, transitioning over to the Senior Bowl, and then transitioning right into the NFL. It's the same guy across the board, no matter what. It's a beautiful thing to see, man. So yeah, you just hope with the way he plays, he just stays healthy, man. As far as I know, he hasn't had really any injuries in terms of, knock on wood for him real quick. He hasn't had any injuries through his career, so hopefully that stays the course. But yeah, man, special player. You talked about Eli Ricks, who he's playing on a defense where he can play his best football. It's football.
Perfect.
Turn and locate the football, right? Versus playing man coverage and having to chase people down and do a lot. Probably have to do a little bit of that, but for the most part, just let the front seven do their job, and he's gonna eat, man. I have a feeling, bro, he might lead rookies in picks, bro, just because of that. Simply.
No, he's a guy in Washington.
Yeah, no, he's graded out. Yeah, he's graded out really well. Really well. You think it's
Oh,
Forbes?
you talking about
You
Forbes?
think Manny Forbes?
Yeah,
Manny
Would be
Forbes.
the
Yeah, it
guy.
might be Forbes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be
Gotta
Forbes.
watch this.
It might be Forbes. You're right. You're right. My bad. My bad.
Have you guys seen Trey Hawkins? D Kids mentioned Trey Hawkins. I've seen him a little bit, and what I have seen of him, he's been impressive. So D Kid likens him to your boy Tariq Woolen. You know what I'm saying in terms of his physical stature and the play speed. So not quite Woolen's play speed, but just the long and physical nature of how he plays. I actually think Hawkins has a chance to kind of have that kind of season. You know what I'm saying? If he continues to work on the finer parts of the game and stays healthy. With Forbes, that was always the question, right? Strength. That was always the question mark. But what I appreciate about him is that he's going up there setting a physical edge, man. I saw him on the goal line make a play. Seen him in an open field making tackles. We know what he can do in terms of making plays on the football when everything's in front of him. So my biggest question really is the long speed at the end of the day, right? And not so much that I don't think he can't run. It's just trusting your technique, locating the football when you don't have eyes on the quarterback. That it's a different skill set. You know what I mean? And it's become a bit of a lost art in a lot of instances. So that's what I really want to see from Forbes. But I'm excited about him. I kind of had Forbes and Banks in the same conversation. Two different players, right? From an athleticism perspective, their approach to the game. But as far as evaluation was concerned, fringe first round. You know what I mean? But both organizations, the Giants, the Commanders, they felt very strongly about those prospects. And, I think they have a chance to ultimately make good on the investment that each franchise has made. So we shall see. DK got to plug his guy, Quan Martin, obviously.
Of course, bro.
I
see him there.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Quan had a pick. If I'm not mistaken. I see you, Drew, trying to get the comments off.
I was trying, bro.
I'm trying to get the comments off. I feel you. As we work our way through the NFC East, there's a guy by the name of Deuce.
Yeah.
A Deuce Vaughn that I'm sure Headley would like to discuss. Your thoughts about Deuce Vaughn, Headley?
He's as advertised. We try to tell him about Deuce Vaughn. I don't care what round he went in. He slipped a little bit. The running back position in nature, the size of a Deuce Vaughn, but that backfield with him and Pollard, I think that could be a very special backfield for the Cowboys. Just his ability to make consecutive moves in small spaces. He didn't really even showcase one of the best parts of his game in pass as a pass catcher. I've seen this guy line up in a slot, run a double move, run slants, locate the football, high point it. So I think he could add even more as a receiver. We're going to see that more as the season goes along. But him as a runner, man, he showcased it all. Look at it right there. It was a lot of plays in Jacksonville, man. So against Jacksonville, he did it time after time throughout the whole preseason. And he's just hard to locate, man. When a guy that small and he can run behind his pads and you don't see him until he's like right up on you and he can make moves the way he made moves, it's just going to be hard to contain him. And, him and Pollard, last season it was Zeke and Pollard, and defenses could kind of take a break when Zeke come in. Like, I know he's not gonna, score. Zeke will pound you now, but you could kind of, let up a little bit. Just make the tackle because he's not going to make a guy miss. But when you got Pollard and a Deuce Vaughn, that both guys can make you miss. Yeah, man, it's like lightning and lightning.
They were likening him when I started the season, started doing scouting last year, and was watching him. They were liking him to Darren Sproles, and I think Darren Sproles is more of a one cut, get downhill, go right. Versus my first thought when watching Vaughn was he's got a little work done to him, right? That's kind of where I likened him to in terms of. You can't find him until he wants you to find him when he's able to, why you looking like what?
He said you some work done to him.
A little work done. He ain't got no work done to him.
No, it wasn't that
he said
part.
Work done. Okay.
Work done. He said work done, bro. but it wasn't even that part, bro. Like he just said Darren Sproles was a one cut and go guy, bro.
I'm saying so when I think about Darren Sproles, right? I'm saying from the running back position, bro. He wasn't shaking and making people. It was get downhill, go. It was. Do you need to hit the YouTube, bro? Pull it up,
shake
bro.
He'll shake it open field. I get what Drew's saying.
Yes, bro. In open field, yes.
But behind
the line of scrimmage,
it was one cut, go,
and go, bro. That I'm a
shake.
shake. That's what I meant to say. Thank you,
Deuce Vaughn put together the moves before he gets to the open field. I get what you're saying.
Thank you. Thank you. Juice, you good now? We good? Are we established, bro?
Not disrespecting Darren Sproles, bro.
I'm not disrespecting him, bro.
It sounds to me. It sounds to me like
it's a different type of elusiveness. There's different ways to be elusive at different levels of the defense, bro. Am I wrong?
All right, cool. All right. I guess.
I appreciate you accepting that, bro. I appreciate you accepting that.
I will say this though. Going into this season, right? And I already had an appreciation for Deuce Vaughn, but going into this past season, you couldn't, from my perspective, you could not mention Deuce Vaughn in the same breath as Darren Sproles. That changed. That changed this past season. Like the amount of respect I have for Deuce Vaughn's game grew immensely this past season. So I just got to, do a little something for my guy Sproles, man. When I saw what he did against Oklahoma, in the Big 12 championship back then, it was something to behold. It was something to behold. So, him being the only option on that offense, not unlike Deuce Vaughn. So certainly I see the parallels in their game, but yeah, man, as far as how they're elusive, maybe I can go back and watch the tape. Maybe I got to go back and watch the tape.
You know what it is, bro? I forgot, bro. My bad, bro. You know what it is, bro? Juice got guys, bro. And before you bring up his guys, bro, you gotta make sure your context is in there. Everything is established because you can't talk about Ed Reed. You can't do no comparisons to Ed Reed, right?
No comparisons, bro. None. I will not have it. Y'all really tried that Malik Hooker thing. Y'all really tried that Malik Hooker thing.
It's actually respect, bro. It's respect when you say, hey, he got some Ed Reed in him. But no one is Ed Reed. We know no one is Ed Reed, but it's the respect factor of how Ed Reed played the game, man.
I get it.
Bob Sanders, another one. You know what I'm saying? That's another one. But
especially my safeties, bro.
Darren Woodson.
Darren Woodson. Yeah.
Should be in the Hall of Fame. At any rate.
Brian Dawkins.
Oh, yeah.
John Lynch.
Nope.
He don't belong in that category.
He don't belong in that category. No. I will not have it.
You got to say Troy Polamalu before you say this, man.
You're right. Yeah.
There you go.
Hadley cleaned it up, bro.
Let's talk a little bit about a guy that we saw in Mobile, man. Since we're talking about Dallas, we're in Texas, right? Tank Dell, man. Tank Dell, obviously put on a show in Mobile, could not be covered. I think he may have aggravated a little bit of an injury, called it, a day after day 2. It really wasn't anything else he needed to prove. He's been tearing it up, right? The drops continue to be a little bit of a concern, but I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with him man to man if you don't get your hands on him.
Nothing. There's nothing you could do. I had him as a top 3 route runner coming into the class. What he did at the Senior Bowl, it's just how fast he's doing it. A guy's not supposed to run full speed and stop on a dime and just make it look so easy. Start, stop, start again, and he could do it, man. He's one of the best at it. And C.J. Stroud, I think that's going to be his guy. I know he got some guys over there.
Nico Collins and them boys.
Nico Collins, Noah Brown, Robert Woods is over there. Some guys over there. Even they have another rookie over there. What was it? Xavier Hutchinson, but John Mechie coming back from injuries. Mechie coming back from injuries. There's a lot of guys over there, but Tank Dell, I think it's going to be his guy. He actually called, I think, the GM or the coach and was like, yo, draft me Tank Dell, and they made it happen. So I think that's going to be his guy.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about him, man. I mean, it's just, and the drops don't really concern me simply because he's coming out of preseason. And listen, who was dropping passes in preseason?
Jamar Chase.
Yeah. So miss me with all that, because I know people was killing Ray Rice. Listen to me, Rashee Rice.
I don't think it's as well. I don't think it was as pronounced with Tank or with Jamar Chase throughout.
It was a surprise, right?
Yeah. Throughout his, there were a couple concentration drops with Jamar Chase, but these are screamers down the field with a defensive back draped on him, right? Tank Dell had a lot of drops. You know what I'm saying? The thing about it is that he's always open, so you got to go back to him, bro. You can't like, okay, you dropped 2 passes or you dropped the pass, bro. I'm gonna go elsewhere. I'm gonna look you off. No, Tank Dell is always open, so you got to give him another opportunity, and typically he rewards you. So just needs to clean it up. He just needs to be more consistent in terms of his hands. But he's a problem. He's a problem. I'm not sure what defenses are going to do with him unless you find a way to disrupt him at the line of scrimmage. I don't know how to defend that. I don't know how to corral that type of twitch, speed, ability to change direction. It's a problem, especially in this era, right, where the passing game is inside out. He's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. All right. I mean, there are so many rookies to discuss. You got A.T. Perry down in New Orleans making plays. Again, I'm still not sure how he fell to the 6th round. I assume it had to do with an injury. Jake Bobo, Drew was on him.
That's Drew's guy.
I'm gonna say Drew was on him like 8 months ago. Drew was on him.
Yeah, he's big on Bobo.
You feel me? 10 months ago, Drew was trying to tell y'all about Jake Bobo doing his thing in Seattle. Obviously, you have, say, Flowers, Quentin Johnston, getting more and more consistent. JSN, the injury, unfortunately, got a hold of him. I'm not sure how long-term that is, but he certainly has flashed. So a lot of players in the passing game making an impact. Another guy that I think we liked, obviously a Senior Bowl alum, thought he might go a little bit sooner, plays for Drew's Bucks, Trey Palmer. I've been banging the drum throughout the preseason, even going into minicamp, that he's probably your 3rd best receiver behind Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. He needs to be in your 11 personnel packages, and he's done nothing but impress. So, Drew, your thoughts? I forgot to mention Jaden Reed, another guy who's really looked good. What are your thoughts on Trey Palmer thus far? Do you expect him in those 3 receiver sets week 1?
Yeah, Russell Gage is injured. I think the one thing you lose with losing Russell Gage is the blocking, because Trey Palmer, it's not a lack of effort, it's just the size, right? That's just not his cup of tea. But in terms of the receiver position, catching the football, getting open, separating, he's got it, man. He got speed. He played special teams for LSU in terms of, I think it was, not sure if it was punt, kickoff. It was one of those, or maybe both. And just FYI, he played when the boys won a national championship. He was a part of that LSU team. So let's not. So obviously he was amongst elite talent. He left because it was going downhill after that, right? So, and he went over to Nebraska. But yeah, man, he's as advertised. And he shouldn't have fell where he fell. We're gonna say that about a lot of these players, obviously, but he shouldn't have fell where he fell. And I think that it's gonna be a surprise this year, because the one thing the Bucs did lack last year, outside of some offensive line issues and couldn't run the football, is that 3rd receiver. They were trying to figure it out through the season. You had Julio, you had Gage, you had Scotty Miller, but nobody could fill the role. And I think Palmer's he's going to be the guy that he's going to fit like a glove. And another guy who's on the Bucs as well, who I think he went undrafted, if I'm not mistaken, is Jared. Oh God, receiver out of Maryland. Oh my God, I can't think of his name.
Raheem Jarrett.
Raheem Jarrett. There we go. Thank you. Raheem Jarrett, who I liked, who I was watching early on coming out of Maryland. Obviously, I think he ended up getting hurt, and also just a bad quarterback play over there. I think it's 2 of his brothers over there laying it down. But that's another guy who they liken him to Chris Godwin, which is a hell of a comp. In my opinion, I don't think he's as strong as Chris, but I think he has the athletic ability in terms of the receiver position, catching the football, separation, those types of things. So those are 2 guys who I think the Bucs are going young with the receivers, man. They said, F it. We gonna roll the dice with these guys. They cut a veteran in David Moore who knows that Canella system, and so they believe in these young guys. Look at that, he's nice, bro. Sometimes guys just slip through, bro. You go to the wrong school, they don't throw the football. They don't benefit you that the school you go to in terms of college, and you just slip through, and next thing you know, you become that guy. So I think the Bucs may have found that next receiver they've been looking for the past couple of years.
DK mentioning that your boy Mike Evans wants out. What
he don't want out.
If you're the GM, what do you do?
You pay him, bro. You pay him. And it's not the GM. It's the owners. They're saying it's the owners. So when the Glazers get involved, bro, it's probably not a good thing, bro. It's probably not a good thing, but I understand why. Part of it is because the void years, bro. They catching up to them guys with a lot of the contracts that they have that are on that players that are on the team currently, and guys who are not on the team currently. They eating it right now, and you mortgage the future, and this is what it looks like. So they don't really know what they can pay. You're talking about paying 2 receivers $20 million. You know what I'm saying? You got Chris Godwin who's already making 20, and Mike Evans is obviously going to make more than that. So it's like, where do we get this money from? And you got a center who's not playing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a bunch of money that's just out there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's hurt. They hurt right now in terms of trying to figure that out, man. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know that it makes sense. I don't know that it makes sense to even. I mean, you're going through a rebuild. The Buccaneers can say what they want. They say whatever they want. You're rebuilding, right? It's a bit of a rebuild.
You don't like that.
I get it.
You don't like that.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. The defense is good enough for them to win. That's the problem. So they feel like, hey, if the offense can turn the corner here, we got something we can cook. Plus, the division is not that good. You know what I'm saying? So they got all these things.
I think that's the silver lining. I think that's
saying?
the silver lining. The division is kind of up for grabs. I get that.
Right.
I do understand that. So that makes sense. Certainly. We talked a lot about the offense. Obviously, you got offensive lineman. Paris Johnson has flashed. Anton Harrison has looked really good. Again, I thought he might go earlier than he did. The Jags got a steal there later in the first round. You got some interior offensive linemen who've done a good job in terms of JMS. I mean, they're going to have their moments. They're going to have their ups and downs. Young players in the trenches are going to have their share of struggles. You know what I mean? Broderick Jones. I think the Steelers as a whole, their draft class has been really impressive.
That might be elite right now. They might have the best draft class in terms of showing.
And they're young players. They're young players that aren't necessarily rookies, like Pickett and Pickens and those guys starting to. I see Darnell Washington. Yeah, I see Darnell Washington collapsing defensive lines. Looking like your third offensive tackle out there. I mean. Yeah. There's a lot to like. Nick Herbig looks like a monster. He looked like a steal. You know what I mean? And a guy that we liked a lot. Again, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure that this draft seemed odd as far as the valuation of players. We know that
Keanu Benson too.
I was gonna get to Benson, because I think this class from an interior defensive lineman perspective doesn't get enough love. You know what I mean? When we talk about Carl Brooks, Zach Pickens, and Benson. We've even seen Gervin Dexter flash a bit. You know what I'm saying? A guy that we weren't so sure about his motor. Certainly has the stature and the physical tools, but what does that motor look like? So yeah, man, I've been thoroughly impressed with quite a few of the guys that we were really, really, truly high on. You know what I mean? And then you got guys like Ivan Pace Jr. who went undrafted, who might be in your starting lineup in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? He's a missile. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, we're certainly not going to be able to get to everybody, but a lot of standouts among these rookies, and I think guys who are going to contribute immediately. And anybody else that you feel compelled to discuss? I got one guy. But I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to jump back in there. And D-Kid already nailed it. D-Kid already nailed it.
You're reading your mind, man.
Who was it?
Brian Branch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead, bro. If you want.
Brian Branch, well, we said he should have been a first-round pick. We were talking about Detroit draft, and once they got to the second round and they drafted Branch, we were like, okay, this draft class is a lot better, man.
Okay.
We talked about the safety position. Yeah, we talked about the safety position, the versatility that the safety position brings to cover, to tackle. Like, there was really not much weaknesses in his game at Alabama. Short tackler. I think the only weakness you could say is, when the ball's in the air, he has to turn his back. But I've seen him make plays so far in the preseason with his back to the quarterback. He timed it up really well. So, he looked like he's improving upon that. So, man, just the weapon, man, it's just a lot, man. You got Gardner Johnson back there also. Detroit, they're doing a lot of good things, man. I think they could win that division with Jared Goff and those guys. Jahmyr Gibbs. Another rookie that we've seen, man, he's unguardable in the pass game. I think him and David Montgomery makes a good backfield. We mentioned Sam Laporta, the tight end. He's going to be a beast in the league. The linebacker, Jack Campbell, I wasn't a big fan of Campbell, admittedly, but, he's doing well also. So there's a lot of young guys, a lot of veterans. They have a pretty good team over there in Detroit.
You got your boy out there for the Raiders. Aiden Connell. I know he's not going to start.
Yeah, quarterback.
So he's out there doing his thing. I don't know. They're giving him a lot of love out there. So if things go awry with whoever the hell is playing starting quarterback for the Raiders, they're gonna be screaming for the backup. I don't know if he fell to. I don't know if he's number 2, number 3, but they're gonna be pushing for him hard. So he's played consistent. That's kind of what you want from the quarterback position in the preseason. So we'll see how that works out. Yeah, and Christian Gonzalez. That's
quarterback 1, baby. That's quarterback 1.
There's he can't fail, bro.
I don't know what the league was doing. I don't know what the league was saying, but that's quarterback 1 right there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we haven't really gotten a chance to see Devin Witherspoon. You know what I'm saying? The injury bug. I think Tyree Wilson just got on the field here last week. But he certainly looks the part. He could, as D-Kid mentioned, he could be defensive rookie of the year. He's that talented for sure. Who am I missing, man? There was somebody else I wanted to make sure I mentioned.
Jalen Carter.
Before we move on.
Was it Will McDonald?
I mean that Will McDonald deserves some love. Your boy Cedric Tillman deserves some love. He that comeback route still doing it. Don't matter. DTR has been phenomenal. You know what I mean? You talk about Aiden O'Connell and how he's played. DTR has been really good in Cleveland. Dion Henley, highest graded linebacker. I think he might be the highest graded defender throughout the preseason.
Who drafted him? I forgot who drafted him.
Chargers, right?
Chargers. And that's in a sore spot.
He fits what teams trying to do, man. You know how he plays in pass coverage. He blitzes the quarterback. He's just a very smooth mover. And the thing is, he's just getting better. I think he's new for the linebacker position. So once the light bulb goes off, man, he could be an all-pro in this league because he does a lot of good things in the passing game. And once he get those instincts up in the run game, he's gonna be a beast.
And nobody's gonna keep him clean too. And that's the thing. You keep him clean, it's a wrap. Put a bow on it. It's done, bro. Yeah.
Put a bow on it. It is done. Y'all ready for some trivia?
Oh, we got trivia.
We haven't done trivia in a while. We haven't done trivia in a while.
Let's get it, man.
Y'all ready for some trivia? All right.
Yeah. You remember the score?
I'm ready.
No. We're gonna start clean. Hadley won in a landslide. He won in a landslide. Let's go season 2. We're gonna go fresh. All right.
What I get for that, man?
Nothing, bro. You get nothing. You get nothing.
You're bragging
bro.
Rights, bro.
Exactly.
How we doing matter, bro? Bragging rights.
Drew, you remember the time? Remember the time you got blown out, bro?
Yeah, I remember, bro.
21-0 skunk. Yeah, season 2. I'm looking for a more competitive season 2. All right, more competition in season 2. All right. So we're gonna ease back into it though. We're not gonna go crazy. We're not gonna go crazy. But I do think this will get the juices flowing a little bit here. So as you guys know, those of you watching, if you're not familiar with the program, we are all fans of the universities in the state of Florida. So I am a big Miami Hurricane fan. As you can see, I got Ed Reed and Sean Taylor. I got my safeties back there, my 2 high. Helly has waxed poetic about his studs at FSU, and Drew has made every excuse under the sun for his Florida Gators. All right. So we're going to do a little trivia from each of those teams, the Miami Hurricanes, State Seminoles, UF Gators, as well as LSU, because FSU and LSU have the game of the week. So let's get into it. Now, as I was coming up with the actual trivia questions, it just spoke to me. This is a big part of the reason why Miami has not been very good in the last 20 years. More even in the last 10 years in particular have been particularly difficult. But name the last
chat, Drew.
I'm on private chat.
Right.
I seen you go for it, so I was like, let me click it.
Name the last 2 quarterbacks that were drafted out of Miami. Now, before you go in, all right. If you name the quarterback, that's 1 point. If you name the round that they were picked in, that's a 2nd point.
This man said the round, bro.
If you name the team, that's another point. So you can get up to 3 points for each of these 2 quarterbacks for a total of 6. All right.
I know one.
First come, first serve. First come, first serve.
What's that dude?
Get it off.
He was rail arm, bro.
Rail arm.
Yeah, he was rail arm.
But I'm thinking quarterback. I'm thinking way back in the day. I'm thinking Ken Dorsey. I know you got a quarterback drafted after Ken Dorsey. Yeah, you just
I
have
was
to.
the first person that came to my mind was Vinny Testaverde, bro. First person that came to my mind, bro.
Bro, come on. Come
Jim
on,
Kelly?
bro. Damn.
Bernie Kosar?
Not that big. The last two. Yeah, y'all been bad for a minute at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Been holding
it
y'all
hasn't
back.
been great.
Bro.
Hasn't
Damn.
been great. I am encouraged by Emory Williams, though. It ain't his time yet, but I am encouraged from what I've seen thus far.
I'm gonna go with that. That is Rail Alarm, by the way, Ken Dorsey, and I think it was. I think he got drafted by
Carolina.
the 49ers.
That's correct. That's correct.
49ers?
49ers. All right, Drew.
I was thinking Carolina, but then I thought Jimmy Clausen is who went to Carolina.
What round? What round did he get picked in, Drew?
Oh,
What round did he get picked in?
Fifth.
I'm gonna go. It's either third or sixth, bro. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go sixth, bro.
Good guess. It was the seventh. He was a seventh round pick. Yeah. Yeah, the arm strength wasn't there.
Rail arm,
really
bro.
Wasn't there. Yeah. We got one
Ken
more.
Dorsey.
Yeah, Ken Dorsey was one. Yeah.
2000s?
They can't give us a clue, dog. Another clue?
No. Come on.
Was he black?
Was he black?
Trying, bro. Trying to think of the Larry Coker days, bro. That was Ken Dorsey, isn't it?
That was Dorsey. Yeah.
That was Dorsey.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm thinking about.
Who are y'all coaches, bro? Name me the coaches.
Come on,
that might help, though.
Come on. Randy Shannon. We had Al Golden.
Oh, God.
Manny Diaz, Mark Richt. Ugh.
Damn, y'all was bad,
bro. Terrible.
Y'all was down bad.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the only guy I can think about is Ken Dorsey. It might have been a guy right after him too. I just can't get the name.
I think it was.
Y'all give up?
Yeah.
Let's say y'all give up.
Give up.
No mas. It was Brad Kaya. 6 rounds to the Lions.
Kaya.
Yeah, that's 2017.
Even if I would have thought of him, bro, I wouldn't have thought he got drafted, bro.
You didn't think he got drafted?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. The kid said Steve Walsh. Damn.
Bro.
Damn.
Yo.
Toretta, 93. Okay, a little Toretta. Craig Erickson was like 99. It's been bad for a long time. All right. Let's move on to our next team. We got the Florida Gators. All right. This is going to be a 2-pointer. I just need the name of the player. Just need the name of the player. Yeah, Drew. I'm going to be disappointed in you if you don't get it. All right. Here we go. Since 2013, the Florida Gators have had a first-round pick in every year except in 2019. That surprised me. That actually surprised me because a lot of those players haven't panned out. Yeah, they haven't panned out.
A lot of busts, bro.
Yeah,
a lot of busts.
Agreed. Right. It's the teams they've been going to, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they go to excuses, waiting on it.
Who was the first Gator selected in the 2019 NFL draft?
You know I ain't good with them years, bro.
4 years ago.
That's 4 years ago. Who was there? The coach was that McElwain?
That's a hard question, bro. 2019.
Well, the clue is that he was not a first round pick.
Not a first round pick.
He was the first player picked from the Gators in that class.
I
don't think it was an offensive lineman. It's probably somebody in the secondary.
Somebody on defense. It's somebody on defense.
It's gotta be somebody on defense, bro.
I'm gonna go. Oh no, I'm gonna go Quincy Wilson. Second round pick.
Not a bad guess. I don't think Quincy was. I don't remember.
He was a second round pick.
Was it?
I think so.
Quincy? Yeah, I think it might.
It's not Quincy. That's not a bad guess though. It's not Quincy.
I don't know, bro.
One
You
of
don't have a
your
guess?
failed corners.
I can't think of the corners, bro.
A lot of them, bro.
Let me
It
go.
really was a lot of them, bro. It really was a lot of them. Yeah.
2019.
2019.
Is he still in the league?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he's still in there. Okay.
I wouldn't call him a bust. He definitely isn't a bust.
No.
You should have gave that clue. Okay, he's not a bust.
No.
That was a good
Not a
clue right
bust.
there. Because that narrows it down. That he wasn't a bust.
That narrows it down.
I didn't think he was a bust. I thought he was somebody that was actually good. So that didn't help.
We stumped D Kid again. Y'all not gonna get it because y'all off the scent, man. You already ruled out.
No.
Go, get back in there. Get back in there, Headley.
Chad Jackson, wide receiver, New England.
That's like 2008, bro.
Hey, it's been that long.
It's been a minute, bro. That was a minute ago, bro.
Yeah, that was a minute ago.
I'm tripping.
Let me just tell
maybe
y'all not gonna get it. Give me a guess, Drew. Give me a guess.
No, go ahead, bro. I can't. I'm good, bro.
So you already discounted offensive line, but it's an offensive lineman. CJ Henderson went in the first round, D-Kid.
Yeah, he went in the first round. That was a ninth pick. It was a top 10 pick.
Yeah, that was a top 10 pick. It was Jawan Taylor, bro, who's now in KC. He's now in KC.
Damn, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay.
Got him. All right.
You did.
Let's move on to FSU. Maybe D-Kid gets this one.
Go.
All right.
It's prime. Psych.
In 2013. All right. I'm narrowing it down for you.
2013?
In 2013. 10 years ago.
That's 10 years ago, bro.
Yeah, it's 10 years ago, bro.
This is bad FSU, bro.
Well, this was 1 year before they won the national championship. So not terrible FSU by any stretch of the imagination. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And when you hear the clue, you'll understand that this certainly wasn't a bad team. In 2013, FSU had 3 first-round selections. Name them for 2 points apiece.
James Winston.
EJ Manuel is one. Okay,
fuck.
There you go, Headley.
What is is it Kelvin Benjamin?
No, he was after that.
No.
Oh, I'm just guessing.
Remember, that's actually 2014. I think that's 2014.
Oh, he was James here. All right.
Yeah. Good guess though. Good guess.
What's the name?
EJ Manuel.
What his name is? The safety.
Who?
I forgot his. LaMarcus Joyner. Was he after that?
Second round pick.
Oh, you're talking about first round picks. My bad. All right, first round picks.
Iron roll, bro.
What? Drew has no chance at this. He has no chance. I'll give you one more guess. You can get 2 of the remaining 4 points. You get one more guess.
Andre Wadsworth.
Nah, bro. That was worse, bro.
My years, bro.
That was worse, bro.
That was worse, bro. My God. D-Kid almost got all 3. D-Kid's on the right track. EJ Manuel.
Hold on.
Xavier Rhodes. No, bro. Your guesses are over.
I was just going to corner.
Your guesses are over. Bro, your guesses are over.
All right. That was quick, bro. I was just getting the corner.
You can't
I was thinking
keep
who our corner was.
Keep guessing, bro.
Okay.
You know
I got you.
So EJ Manuel, Xavier Rhodes, and Bjorn Werner.
You wouldn't have got that one.
No, I was going Xavier Rhodes. I was thinking corner.
Can I ask you something though? Is that a bus? That's a bus.
Oh yeah, Werner's a bust.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't heard Headley mention that name since 2013.
Yeah, I forgot who is that. I don't remember that guy. What team did he get drafted by? I know Xavier Rhodes though. Xavier Rhodes was one of the best corners in the league. That's DBU. I ain't mentioned him earlier.
He had like a good 2-3 year run, bro. Rhodes had a good 2-3 year run, bro. You know what I'm saying?
DBU.
Feel me? And then he fell off like wet dope.
And then EJ.
Oh
It
no.
was him and Geno Smith. It was him and Geno Smith the same year, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
Bro. That
Geno
was a
ended up
terrible
in the second round.
quarterback.
Yeah, their landing spots weren't good though. EJ,
Yeah.
I was never an EJ fan, but Buffalo when
That's
it
when
wasn't
Buffalo,
working in
yeah.
Buffalo, and
Yeah.
then New York, the Jets, they didn't even believe in the forward pass. So not at that time anyway. All right, DK actually did really well.
Who
He
he
got
said?
2 out of 3, and he got Manuel
Xavier
and
Rhodes.
Rhodes, and he almost got Warner as well. He knew the team. He knew the team. He
Yeah.
just couldn't think of the name. All right,
Charlie Ward, bro.
Charlie.
Woo!
What year was
All
Wadsworth drafted, man? Just
bro?
some giggles, bro.
Wadsworth?
What year was Wadsworth?
Wadsworth?
2007?
No, bro. Wadsworth might have been the 90s, bro.
Really? From Arizona. He was the first round pick for the
Or
Cardinals,
early 2000s, bro. Early
I'm tripping,
2000s.
bro.
Bro, he got
Lost
drafted in
track of time.
98. He got drafted in
98?
98, bro.
My bad.
Damn, bro.
My
Damn,
bad, bro.
damn.
I was off by like 15 years.
30 years, bro.
My bad. Tripping.
Oh my goodness. So I lost
3
track
decades,
of time. 15 years worth of time, bro. I lost
Bro.
track
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Yo.
Oh man. My favorite Seminole is Greg Jones. Easily my favorite Seminole.
You never forget.
Prime time for me.
Nope.
Took your boy Head. Took the what was that? It was UNC.
It was the Tar Heels. Yeah, it was the Tar
Yeah.
Heels. Yeah.
Stiff arm.
No,
from,
I just remember how much trouble Vilma and DJ Williams had with Greg Jones. I was like, yeah, bro. He can have it, bro. That's the man.
Beast. Yeah.
That's the man, bro. All right.
Drew's favorite
One more.
Seminole. Derrick
Who?
Brooks and Ward Dunn.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Oh, the Bucks. The Bucks.
Remember Peter Ward, bro?
Yeah, another bust. That was my
Not
guy.
Injuries.
I think he got
They
injured.
say it was injuries.
It was
They said it
injuries,
was
yeah, he got
injuries.
injured.
Okay.
Peter
So
Ward.
another bust.
Yeah, Charlie Ward is special, bro. Charlie Ward
yeah.
was Shotgun Charlie, bro.
Mhm.
Shotgun Charlie was special, bro. All right. Let's talk LSU. All right. You get a point each if you can name all 7 defensive backs that have been selected in the first round from LSU since 2000. You get 10 points. But for every individual player, you get 1 point. First come, first serve.
Greedy Williams.
Stingley, Patrick Peterson. Greedy wasn't a first round pick. Stingley,
No.
Patrick
He wasn't?
Peterson.
No,
Nah.
he wasn't.
Oh
Stingley, Peterson.
man.
Go ahead, Headley.
You said just corners?
Defensive backs.
Oh, defensive back. That changes things.
Tyrann Mathieu? I'm too old.
No.
Honey Badger.
Damn,
round.
bro. Oh, he was third round. That's right. He got in trouble. Shit.
Stingley, Peterson.
Terrible, bro.
Bro, it's terrible, bro. For real, bro.
Y'all. Stingley Peterson.
Landry.
I got
LeBron
those two.
Landry. LeBron Landry.
Oh, that's
I
the one I
forgot
got
about
him.
him.
Come
I didn't-
on, LeBron.
He's still in the league, bro.
07.
No, he
That's
ain't
from
in the league.
07.
He ain't saying the
True.
league, Drew.
Drew, what is wrong with you?
I don't know, bro. Anytime I think about LSU, bro, the colors they throw me off. It's hard, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He said
Couldn't even get
he's still in the
Stingley,
league.
bro. Couldn't even get Stingley, bro. It's
They were,
terrible.
they were DBU, so it's a bunch of
Yeah,
them,
they
bro.
were DBU. I got
D-Kid
respect.
Jalen Mills was not a first round pick. Nope.
So I named 3. There's more corners.
Oh, you said Stingley, Patrick P,
Mhm.
and who was the other one?
I said
There you go,
LeBron
DK.
Landry.
No, you said 3 though.
Yeah, LeBron Landry, the safety,
Oh yeah. My
the
bad.
banger.
Come on, Drew. Get your head back in the
Oh,
game. Get your head in the
Jamal
game.
Adams. Jamal Adams.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There you go.
If you wouldn't have got that one, Drew, I'd have been concerned, bro.
It's terrible though.
You love a Jamal Adams coming out.
I did. He was that guy, bro.
You can't
I'm
name
thinking
another
it's
one.
the other corner. It's another corner. He was locked down too. I'm drawing a blank.
Bruh.
This is bad.
This is bad, bro. I
It's
struggle
a
with
big
LSU,
name.
bro.
It's a big name corner. He might have worn number 7 too.
D-Kid, Headley
course
got
he
Pat Pete. He did get Pat Pete. But you did really good, D-Kid. I'm impressed.
DK got Google,
DK
man.
got-
We know DK got Google.
You think D-Kid got Google? Nah, I
Nah,
think D-Kid on it.
I would have named them
I
all.
think D-Kid on it, man. I think he knows something.
I'm messing with you,
man.
DK.
Yeah, D-Kid got
Memory.
4.
I got I think I got 3.
You got 3, Headley. Drew has
How many is
one.
there? How many?
Nah.
You said 10?
It's 7.
7. Nobody's getting 10 points because you didn't name all 7. So
Yeah.
So it's 1 point each. It's 3 more out there. Nah, DK.
Bro.
Oh, what's my god name, bro? Loved him. Oh yeah, your boy from Buffalo, White.
Oh, Tre'Davious White. Damn.
Got him. I love him coming out.
Yeah.
Who else?
Was he at the Senior Bowl? Tre'Davious White? Did he go to the Senior Bowl?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's 2017. I don't think so.
Trey White.
I've been to every Senior Bowl since 2016, so I don't think he might have been an underclassman too. He might have been an underclassman.
I'm trying to think of another.
Oh, good one,
safety.
DK. Good job,
got one?
DK. You got another one. I'll give you this hint. It's 1 safety, 1 corner remaining.
I'm trying to think of the safeties. That's what I was
Yeah, I'm
going
trying to think of the safety. The safety would be easier.
Yeah.
Greedy. Drew guessed Greedy. That was actually Drew's first
Second
guess.
round.
DK. Second round.
Greedy. Sorry.
Another safety. Who was the safety, man? Jamal Adams.
Yeah, Jamal Adams. Yeah, Tyrann Mathieu. Who was paired with Tyrann Mathieu or Jamal Adams? I think there was a safety with Jamal Adams, but I can't remember who it was. He might have not went first round though. That's the only issue.
Let's give it to teams that drafted him, bro.
San Francisco and Dallas.
Dallas was Dallas was the corner, right?
Yep. Yeah, Dallas was the
San Fran
corner.
was the safety.
I don't pay attention to San Francisco, bro. That's the problem. There's a couple teams in the league I don't pay attention to. That's one of them, bro.
I'm gonna count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Oh,
I know the guy from Dallas.
I know the corner, bro. He was big, bro. He wasn't good, bro.
2.
Oh, bro, come on. Let me see this.
1.5. 1 1/4.
I'm gonna be pissed, bro. What is his name, bro?
0.
He was wearing number 7. They loved this.
Yeah,
dude,
he went.
bro.
Yeah, he went number 7.
What was it, bro?
Claiborne. Mo Claiborne, and Eric Reed.
Eric Reed
was the safety. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let me do a quick tally.
Forgot about Eric.
See.
Claiborne, bro. That one hurt.
Mo Claiborne.
Drew has 4 points. Drew with a total of 4. Headley, that's 4, 6. Yep. Headley has 6.
Did Claiborne get hurt? Is that what ended his career?
I named 4 LSU players.
Yeah. And then you named EJ Manuel. No. It was 1 point each.
Oh, it's 1 point each.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Gotcha.
Did Claiborne get hurt? Is that what ended his career?
More or less. More or less.
Injuries.
Injuries. Yeah. Became less and less effective, and there you have it.
Wrap it up.
All right. That was good. You guys did I. I mean, your time frames a little off.
couple decades, bro.
Couple decades off, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna fine tune it throughout the season. So again, for those of you new to the program, there you have it. Our trivia game, Name That Player. All right. Last thing I really wanted to discuss with you guys in this first edition of the second season of the Second Half Draft Show is I wanted to touch on the 2024 Senior Bowl watch list a little bit, right? So we obviously have delved into these prospects throughout the summer. Quite familiar, but of course they're going to be new names, new faces, guys that really come out of nowhere in certain instances, guys. Other analysts may have already been aware of them that we aren't quite as familiar with. So I do want to kind of peruse the 2024 Senior Bowl watch list. Obviously, they're going to be names that we recognize. I want to touch on some of those players that you guys really feel strongly about. And then, of course, by working through it, we'll recognize some names or notice some names that we may not be quite as familiar with going into this college football season. So before I get there, though, I do want to plug our partners at Underdog Fantasy. We got some fantasy drafts this weekend. The home draft. We're doing a live draft tomorrow, so looking forward to that. But check us out. Check us out at Underdog Fantasy. You can 2x your deposit. Promo code CPGM. After this broadcast, the link will be in the description. So again, promo code CPGM, 2x your initial deposit up to $100. All right, take advantage of that. The Senior Bowl watch list, man. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm pulling that up, is there a particular senior player that you feel very strongly about that you're willing to plant your flag on, Drew and Headley?
Dang, bro, I wasn't ready, bro. Dang.
Seniors.
I'm scrolling through it. I had a couple of guys. Let me see here.
Yeah, I got the seniors. You got
So I'm unfamiliar. Let's see, is he on? Yeah, he's on here. So I'm unfamiliar with this guy. So he's a guy I'm going to key on. I'm going into the season, and it's Ivan Pace Jr.'s brother, Deshaun Pace.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's similar to Ivan Pace, but that's a guy I'm going. They have him down as a DB. So I'm going to watch him. That's a guy I'm going to be keying on this season. You have Roku Aurora from Clemson. He was a guy who was supposed to actually thought he was going to actually be in last year's Senior Bowl, but he decided to stay. You have Tyler Davis as well from Clemson. You have Grayson McCall from Coastal Carolina, a quarterback who I thought might have come by. I mean, he probably thought twice about it. That's a guy I'm going to be keying on.
I'm looking at this guy. I'm looking at this guy named Derek McClendon, and it made me think about Curtis McClendon, guy that I really liked coming out in the 2023 class. We were talking about some of the players in the preseason, and I think he's graded the highest among rookie interior offensive linemen thus far.
Whew.
So
nice.
A guy that I really liked coming out of Chattanooga. I came away impressed in Mobile, particularly in those inside run drills, 11 on 11, one-on-ones. You know how that goes. But when we were playing actual football, he shined to me quite a bit. Something that also stood out to me is that Steve Avila has been terrific in pass pro, but he struggled in terms of run block.
It's a little strange, isn't it?
So a little, certainly something that surprises me. I want to see if he can correct that early in the season because I don't think Buffalo has a whole lot of room, margin for error. You know what I mean? They're a bit of a top-heavy team, and there's certain elements. There's certain ways that they have to win. I'm not sure they know how to win under any and every circumstance. So they certainly need him to play big. So something I'll keep an eye on there. But
a guy that stood out for me, Michigan Chris Jenkins. Juice, you put me on him, and he's outstanding. That tape is outstanding. Mozzie Smith went the first round for them, and I think Chris Jenkins might be a better overall player than Mozzie. Mozzie does well against the run. He's a big guy up there, but the pass.
D-Kid don't want to believe it.
Chris
D-Kid don't want to believe it.
He's gonna have a big year. He put on some weight coming into this year too. So that twitch with that weight, with that size, Chris Jenkins is a guy to watch.
I'm with you, D-Kid. I'm with you there. I think Caleb is probably the only one who wouldn't necessarily be able to benefit from the Senior Bowl because he's the man. He's a prohibited favorite, right? Unless he were to face plant injury or something like that. He's the only one I don't think would actually benefit from going to the Senior Bowl. Everybody else need to go. A guy I think certainly if he gets the opportunity should go with your boy, Shedeur Sanders. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Show them because it's expected to be challenging here in Colorado as they try to turn over that roster. Go on to Mobile and do your thing for a week, man. Help yourself. One thing I noticed with the 2023 class is a lot of teams, I don't know if you want to call it reach, because quarterback and that backup quarterback position is becoming more and more valuable, right? As we have an additional regular season game. You might need a guy to pinch hit for you. You know what I'm saying? Or come out of the bullpen for you for a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I saw a lot of teams go for guys a little bit earlier than I would have anticipated because they wanted to solidify that QB2 position. So every quarterback, aside from Caleb Williams, probably should take the opportunity to go to Mobile, given the opportunity. I would agree with you there.
Got some more names right here. Tommy Eichenberg, linebacker from Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
Ready to plant my flag on him. Zachary Franklin, the wide receiver from Ole Miss, over there with Jackson Dart now. Oregon, Brandon Dorless. I already had my flag on Brandon Dorless over there. And also, I got a running mate now, Jordan Birch. I know you guys Juice is high on Jordan Birch from Oregon. Who else? I had another name down here. Oh, I like Juice Wells. I like Juice Wells, the receiver from South Carolina. There's always a receiver that goes to the Senior Bowl. Debo Samuels, Tank Dell. I don't think Juice Wells is a route runner like those guys, but I like him coming in, just what he does after the catch. Big time player that makes big plays in big games. Juice Wells.
They got my guy Keith Randolph Jr. From Illinois. That's a guy I'm a key on. I have a feeling. Yeah. Actually, well, if he plays his ass off, he may not end up at the Senior Bowl. He might just be one of the crazy risers. But that's a guy that I'm keen on. And I'm looking at, like, as I'm going down this list, I'm looking at these teams, bro. You know a team that has a ton of seniors, bro. Seniors. State, bro.
Oh yeah,
State, bro. Yeah, State. I think Oregon may have the most, bro. And Old Miss. Those three.
Listen, FSU only had one player drafted in 2023.
Yeah.
And they were a talented football team, which means a lot of those guys are coming back. Right. I think that's when you talk about the whole Jordan Travis, and we talked about this a little bit before we went on air, whether or not he's a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate. And Hadley's cautiously optimistic. I think there's some legitimacy behind it because of the team, right? Whereas there may be other players that put up better numbers. I think your team's overall success has a lot to do with it as well. You got to have the numbers and you got to have the wins. You got to have the big wins, the meaningful wins as well, right? An ACC championship, a college playoff, run. Those are the types of things that I think could potentially swing that pendulum in one direction versus the other. And FSU has a lot of veteran players. Jordan Travis is his fifth, sixth year with the team. Yeah. A lot of veteran players coming back. They've added talent. They're going to make a run at this thing. You know what I'm saying? This has been their best opportunity from a roster perspective since the 2014 championship team. So, we could end up seeing a lot of these players in Mobile. You know what I mean? If they want to do themselves a favor, they'll show up to Mobile. So, D-Kid, I agree with you. We can spend a little bit more time on this. We can get to this a little bit more next week as well. We'll cover the games that transpire over the course of the weekend here from week 1 in the college game. And then, of course, we'll preview some of those key matchups in week 2 as well. But we can come back to this for sure. All right? Yeah. I just wanted to kind of tease it out a little bit here. This is something that we all are going to be paying a lot more attention to. Churning out our grades as the season progresses. A lot of football. Very excited. A lot to cover here on the second half draft show. Excuse me, disrespecting the show.
Season 2.
Season 2. That's right. Be sure to take advantage of the Underdog promo code. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. Share the content. All right. Make sure you tell people how and where to find us, because it's going to be a big year for us. And guys, I said it last year. I got ahead of myself. and I didn't realize all the different challenges that were going to be associated with it. But the mock draft simulator is coming, man. Testing it like crazy. I'm trying to break it. I'm doing regression tests. It is coming. It looks good. I'm trying to get it better. I want it to be perfect. When we drop it, it's not gonna be perfect. We'll never get the production if it's perfect. But another something that we're gonna be looking forward to. And then again, I'm gonna also tease something else out. I think, and obviously we need to discuss a little bit more internally, but I think on the heels of, or right on the cusp of draft season, we're gonna drop our Patreon as well. So it's gonna be some really, really interesting, intriguing information, insight that which you're not gonna be able to get anywhere else. So be on the lookout for that as well. For Headley, Drew, this is Juice. We will see you next week, same time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern on the Second Half Draft Show.